Obasonjo laments the bandits have recruited 14 million out of school students in secondary school. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has lamented that over 14 million out of school students have been recruited by the bandits in Nigeria. Obasanjo, who lamented the increase in number of the out of school children in Nigeria, described them as potential Boko people. This was contained in a statement while addressing participants at the Presidential Youth Mentorship Retreat held at Youth Development Center, Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, Abeokuta, Ogun State. Obasanjo explained that with about 14 million out of school youth roaming Nigerian streets, no one needed an oracle to know the youth would turn to criminals and Boko people in the coming years. The former president said a situation today where we have 14 million youths that should be in school that are not in school. Does anybody need to be an oracle to tell that 10 years or 15 years from now? Those will be where you will recruit pure Boko people. So if you deal with Boko people by stick today, in few years time the situation will be worse, because we are talking about security. It will be worse. So if we are talking of insecurity, where should we begin? If we are talking of poverty, where should we begin? It is education. Somebody said, if anybody is educated, who will be a servant? And I said, if everybody is educated, then we will get a better servant than we should have got from those that are not educated. If I was a Yoruba leader, I would not have succeeded as I succeeded for Nigeria. I might have succeeded for the Yoruba. Your brother from Southeast is right. I believe that every Nigerian is more respected in the Committee of Nations if Nigeria remains. Don't let us deceive ourselves. Will people still respect us because of our population? 200 million people, you cannot just waste them. Even when I got out, people will say you Nigerians are not at the table. That is true. We are not at the table when we should be at the table. I have no regrets for fighting for the unity of Nigeria. And if it comes up tomorrow that it should be done and I have ability to do it, I will do what I have to do. I believe that the last thing is not in our fighting for the unity of this country. It is a subsequent leadership that we have. You see, Obasanjo is one of those leaders that preach what he cannot do. He has not been a leader of this country before. Okay, one will say, okay, this man, maybe you know what he's saying. Maybe when we give him a chance, he will make a change. But I am telling you, Obasanjo is not what you think. Obasanjo is a complete liar of anything he says. Don't ever believe him. All these things he's talking about, he never supported him when he was a leader. Obasanjo is one time head of state and also president of this country. So what are we saying? All these things he just said now, was he doing them? Was he doing them? No, he wasn't doing them. So what is he talking about? What are we saying? I can't believe Obasanjo, and I will never believe him, because he's not a good practitioner of what he preach. He's not a doer of what he preach. He will just come and say blah 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 blah, but he has forgotten that in his own government he did the worst. Yes, he has a point in what he said anyway, but he is not a doer of what he just said. I like it. I used to like it. when people do what they preach. I used to like it. Don't say what you cannot do. Don't preach what you cannot do. You understand? That is reality. So, my listeners, the truth is bitter, but must be told. Must be told. You understand? Our schools nowadays are filled with courtesans. You see, I was opportune to be in one of the to enroll a student in one of the technical school, and the first um, statement coming from the principal of that school is there is courtesan very high in this technical college. My dear listeners, in Nigeria, as far as it is Nigeria, forget it. Courtesan is everywhere. Is it not Nigerian? Courtesan is everywhere. Okay? Yes. And these our leaders that are preaching against it happens to be the promoters. They happen to be the promoters. They happen to be the funders. And they are here telling us stories. These bandits we are talking about, you'll be surprised that the person funding them is in that Aso Villa. But they have refused to check themselves in order to fish out these criminals. So what are you saying? My dear people, we must start with ourselves first before we start saying what we don't know. I'm not saying that Obasonjo have never spoken well, but let him be a practitioner of what he has said. Let me hear you speak anyway to know what your take on this very issue maybe. Don't forget your comments are very, very important. Don't forget to leave them below the comment section. Click on the subscription buttons as well as the bell buttons to get updated each time we upload any new videos. Thank you.